Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, welcome to our online learning session. Inshallah, today we'll continue from where we left in the last class. So, last class we stopped till nucleus, and let me go over do a recap of what we saw in the last class. We said that cell is the a functional unit of all living organisms, and we saw about cell theory and three points from that theory, and then we saw prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, and then we continued to see about uh, the parts that are common to both animal cells and plant cell. Okay, in that section we stopped till nucleus, and inshallah today we will resume from here. So there are cell organelles that are found in cytoplasm. As I told yesterday that cytoplasm is the space that are found inside the cell membrane excluding the nucleus. So the organelle now we are going to say is endoplasmic reticulum. So it's an irregular network of double membranes in the cytoplasm. It has a network of double membranes. Double, you mean two membranes in the cytoplasms. Ribosomes may be present on endoplasmic reticulum. So, what is ribosomes? It's a site where where proteins are produced. So, what are the functions? Gives rigidity to the cell. Rigidity is means to give a strength, like, you get it. For example, you have a balloon, okay, and you fill it up with air, and then you fill it up with sand. Okay, if you fill it up with sand, the rigidity will increase. So like that, you just remember. Or if you fill it with water, then the rigidity increases compared to gas. Just an example I'm giving you so that you get the meaning of rigidity. So it helps in synthesis, that is producing and transport of various proteins. It synthesizes the protein, and also it transport the proteins and fats within the cells to the outside. So basically protein and other compounds like fats are synthesized and transport to the outside of the cell. So that is the function. And then you have ribosomes. You can see here it's a granules means a small particle, like it's either scattered freely in the cytoplasm or attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. So here, as you can see here, that the ribosomes are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. So as I told earlier, the function of ribosomes are sites for protein synthesis, for the protein production. Then the next is mitochondria. It's a minute sausage shaped. I think all of you should know what is sausage. It's a food in US, and I will show you inshallah. Okay. So this is what is called a sausage. You can see here they keep it in between bread to eat. Okay, we don't eat it here in our country. Okay, it's a meat filled something like that. Okay, that's not important. Just uh, to make you know or make you understand what is sausage, I showed you that picture. It's a meat filled stuff that they keep it inside the bread and eat. Okay, or on the pizza they cut it and put on it. Anyway, so it's a minute sausage shaped or rod shaped, like a rod shaped granular bodies, okay, scattered in the cytoplasm. Then the function of mitochondria is they carry out cellular respiration. They carry out cellular respiration. Cellular respiration means like how we do respiration. We take oxygen, we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, like that in the cell. And they are called powerhouse of cell. This is very important information you have to remember. It will be asked in the examination, because it was asked in our examinations also, because it's a very important thing. Because I asked your seniors, I don't want to mention their faults, but anyway, let's leave it. But they are called powerhouse of cell. Okay, this thing you have to remember. The powerhouse of cell is mitochondria, because the energy gets released and stored in them during respiration. So energy are released from mitochondria, and also the energy is stored in them in the mitochondria during respiration. So that's why they are called as powerhouse of cell. Then the next organelle is Golgi bodies, or also called as Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex. They look like this. They are stacks. Okay, stacks means like a compartment of flattened stacks means like arranged of flattened sacks like sack, right? Like you can fill something inside it. Okay, like a compartment, or small vesicles like same like sac. They're generally located near the nucleus. They are similar structures in a plant cell. In plant cell, the similar structure to Golgi bodies, they are called as dictyosomes. Dictyosomes. The function, they help in the secretion and storage of substances. Okay, secretion also and storage of substances. What are the substances? Enzymes and hormones. We will see inshallah the functions of enzymes and hormones in the upcoming lessons. Enzymes and hormones are like certain liquids that are secreted in our body. They help in certain functions. For example, we will have digestive enzyme in our stomach. It will help in the digestion. Okay, for example, pepsin is a digestive enzyme that digests in secretes in our stomach. They help in digesting our food. That's why the drink called as Pepsi, it came from that name. Okay, so anyway, the next organelle is lysosomes. So lysosomes are small vesicles. Vesicles basically a sac-like structure in which something can be stored inside, like a fluid or something. Okay, or sacs containing digestive enzymes, which destroy and digest the worn-out cell parts. Digest means something which can make other things into minute particles or digest them completely. You get it? So, for example, if you keep a nail or an iron in a strong acid, it will digest it. Okay, so anyway, the function is help to rapidly destroy and digest damaged cells and their parts. So there are some cells during their production, reproduction or dividing or any function, they get damaged due to some reasons, and their parts also due to some malfunctions means wrong function, they get damaged. So these lysosomes, they destroy the cells so that they don't do some wrong function and cause some problem in the body. These are also known as suicide bags. You get it? So here is the cell. So lysosome, it digests that worn out. Worn out means those are like become old or of no use, or they are not functioning well. Okay, they clean up the cell debris. It has to be pronounced as debris. Okay, they clean up the cell debris. Cell debris is the waste particles. Okay, for example, uh, the satellite, I'm giving you the meaning for the debris, the any waste particles, like, okay, so the satellite, we send it in the space, and when they explode there, okay, it becomes like a waste particle. So scientists say like the satellite debris are like flown in the atmosphere, space, something like that. So they clean up the cell debris. Debris means the waste particles. After cleaning out, and they become like a dead body, they clean that up, lysosomes. So parts other than the organelles, those which we saw just now, they are organelles. There are parts that are not called as organelles. Okay, They are vacuoles and granules are the non-living parts of a cell. Whatever we saw before, they are living parts of a cell. So you should remember that vacuoles and granules are the non-living parts of a cell. So vacuole, this is the vacuole in the cell. So they are fluid filled membrane bound spaces. Okay, they are membrane, they will have membrane and it will inside it will be filled with fluid. Okay, and they are large sized vacuoles in plants. In vacuoles, in plants, in the plant cells, the vacuoles will be large sized and it will be smaller in size and also fewer ones, means less in numbers in animals. So the function is help in storage of water and other substances. So the function is for the cell they need water, so storage of water will be is the function of vacuoles, and other substances, if there are any important substances needed for the cell, then it will be stored in the vacuole. Granules, these are small particles, crystals or droplets. Okay, and the function is that the granules containing starch, fat or etc., many other important contents serve as food for the cell. Okay, so whatever the cell needs like starch or fat or other molecules, it will be stored in the granules. Okay, and stored in the sense it will be there and it will serve as a food for the cell. Then the next topic is there are parts that are found in plant cell only. We saw the parts which are found both in animal and plant cell. Now the second topic is that the parts that are found only in the plant cell. So name of the part and the structure. So cell wall. It is present only in the plant cell. In animal cell, there is no cell wall. You have to remember. You remember the name. Cell wall is present only in the plant cell, and plant cell will have cell wall. Then inside that there will be cell membrane. What are the key features? They are outer. Okay. Cell membrane will be there inside, and just above that cell wall will be there. They are rigid. Okay, rigid in this like strong kind of. They are protective, supportive and semi-transparent. Transparent means completely passing the light. Semi-transparent, half transparent, covering of a plant cell made up of cellulose. So the semi-transparent covering of a plant cell, okay, it is made up of cellulose. Cellulose is a molecule. So functions, it provides a definite shape and rigidity to the cell. Okay, as I told, it gives a shape to the cell and also rigidity to the cell. If it's not rigid, then the cell will be weak. Okay, so it gives a rigidity to the cell and it protects the plasma membrane and internal structures. That is, plasma membrane is the cell membrane. It protects it and also the internal structures of the cell. The next is that plastid. It is only found in the plant cell. It has stacks of grana, and these are the parts you have to remember: outer membrane, inner membrane, thylakoid membrane, like that. And it is of three types. Plastids are of three types. First one is chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. First part, chloroplasts are green in color. They possess photosynthetic pigment called as chlorophyll and carotenoids. You might have heard in the previous classes that for photosynthesis, chlorophyll is necessary as a green pigment. Okay, um, and carotenoids which help in giving colors. So chromoplasts contain yellow, orange or red colored pigment. That is the second thing. Pigment is something which gives color, like, okay, and leucoplasts are colorless plastids. These are the definition and function. Chloroplasts help in photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process in which food for plants are produced using sunlight, then carbon dioxide, okay, then water in the leaves. So chromoplasts provide color to the flowers and fruits. That's the function of chromoplasts. Leucoplasts help in the storage of
food. That's a function. The next is that those parts are found in animal cell only, exclusive to the animal cell, that is centrosome. So it's a small body lying above the nucleus, just above the nucleus it will be there. It consists of two granules, two particles like, called centrioles, that you have to remember. The function is that it participates in cell division. We told that when a cell has to be multiplied, it divides. The parent cell will be there, then daughter cell will be divided and formed newly, and they help in spindle formation during cell division. Spindle formation is nothing, that spindle is like a fiber in which the it helps in separation of the genetic material equally. When the actual cell is there, when it has to be separated, I mean divided into new daughter cells, so the genetic material has to be carried to the daughter cell. So the spindle formation will happen, a fiber like formation that separates the uh, genetic material equally. So then you have protoplasm. So nucleus and cytoplasm together they are called as protoplasm. So it is, protoplasm is the living substance of the cell. So you have to remember that nucleus and cytoplasm together they form the protoplasm. They are called as protoplasm, and it is the living substance of the cell. Then the next topic is that differences between a plant and an animal cell. But I think I will stop here, inshallah, because I don't want to give more topic. But it's easy. Let's complete it, inshallah. So differences between an animal cell and plant cell: size and shape. Shape. It's larger in size, plant cell, and rectangular in shape. You can see here. Yeah, plant cell is rectangular in shape. Animal cell is uh, oval in shape. Okay, smaller in size. Cell wall. Cell wall is made up of a molecule called as cellulose, and cell wall is absent in animal cell. Vacuoles. Vacuoles are large. Okay, you can see here vacuoles. This is a vacuole. It's large. In a mature plant cell, usually a single large central vacuole is present. In animal cell, vacuoles are mostly absent, or if present, they are small in size and scattered. Okay, the Golgi bodies are diffused in the plant cells and are called dictyosomes. That you have to remember, that Golgi bodies in the plant cell are called as dictyosomes. Uh, Diffused in the sense they'll not appear clearly as a distinct. Animal cell Golgi bodies are well developed and present near nucleus. Centrosome, as we saw earlier, that centrosome and centrioles are absent in plant cell, but it is present in the animal cell. Plastids present, absent for animal cell. Storage of reserve food. It is stored in the form of starch or oil for the plant cell. For the animal cell, it is stored in the form of glycogen. Glycogen is a molecule, so it is stored in the form of glycogen for animal cell. Alhamdulillah, we have completed till here. Inshallah, from next class, we'll see cell division, okay, and production of new cells. Hope you understand what I teach, inshallah. بارك الله فيكم سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك